Welcome back, brush monkeys. We're back. This week we're taking a look at this little angry slug guy. This is a Corrosion Creeper by Grenadier Miniatures. It was another one that's part of the Dragon Lord Subterranean Terrors number 2012 box set that came out in 1983. I'm thinking I've painted so many of these guys I probably should have just actually looked for the rest of the box set and just done it all as a series like I did with the Wizards. But yeah, he's I got him on a new base, obviously, because he was just that little base, and he's going to be a pretty gross little guy. I'm going to paint him mostly orc flesh green with Coelia green shade, so he's going to be a very dark green. I've got some Ashabti bone for these little belly scales underneath here, and just the underside of his chin here, and then these spots on his back and the tips of, well, the spots on his back I'm going to base with Wraithbone first, and then those spots and the tips of all his little tentacles and his antenna here are all going to be done with Magos Purple, so it's going to have a little purple tint to them. I might mix that Magos Purple with a little bit of Shyish Purple. I feel like the Magos Purple might be too light, but Shyish by itself is too dark. So it might be a thin Shyish with Magos. Anyway, the eyes are going to be Nightmare Black. The base is going to be Basilicanum Gray with a black base band. But I've also got Nurgle's Rot here for this. You see I've cleared out the texture behind him here. So all of this will be Basilicanum Gray. But then this spot behind him where it's smooth is going to have Nurgle's Rot in it, so he's leaving a little sluggy slime trail behind him. I think he's going to look fantastic. I think it's going to be really gross. Oh, the belly scales. There'll be a Ashabti bone with Agrax Earthshade, so they'll be a little dirtier and darker. But I think he's going to look fantastic. He's going to be a neat little slug guy to paint up. So I'm going to go ahead and take a break here, and then we'll come back and get started on this guy. All right, see you soon. Bye. All right, brush monkeys, we've made some progress, and as per usual, when I get really into painting a project, I forget that I have to make a video about it. So I've made a little more progress than I actually meant to right now. I shade washed the body and painted the underbelly there. Shade washed it. A couple little spots that could probably be done a little bit better. Get that right there. There we go. And then, since the body was mostly dry, went ahead and painted the purple onto the tips of his little pedipalps there and the tips of his antenna. Hopefully those will look a little more purple than black once they dry. They're a little still wet now. And also went ahead and painted those two spots on his back. So once those are dry, I'll paint those with the same purple, and it'll look hopefully a lot brighter than those other ones. So I still got those to paint. I still got his eyes to paint. And then I got the base to do. So he's coming along quite a bit faster than I actually meant him to. I meant to stop after I got his belly painted and shade washed. And then we're going to go from there. But so I got the spots to paint, and I got his eyes to paint. So there he is so far. I'm going to stop here and let that shade wash finish drying, and then we will come back and do the eyes and the spots. See you soon. Bye. Alright, I'm back, and I've made some more progress. I did two things to this guy that's a little bit different than what I had originally planned, but I think they're both cool, and they're both based in real-life biology. So let's start with these spots on his back. If I get the camera to focus. Come on, there we go. Okay, so the kind of looks a little cockeyed there, but that's alright, that'll work. There we go, this is the light. From that angle it looks like it's right. So these two little spots on his back, a lot of animals have these to ward off predators. They're called eye spots, and they're meant to look like eyes. So when I painted this on, this is 3 drops of Magos Purple to 1 drop of Shyish Purple, and it still looks kind of dark on the palette. It looks kind of dark where it dries, but I went in and tried to do fairly light around the outside of it, and then all these contrast paints have kind of a pooling or coffee staining effect where you lift up the brush and it pools where you last touched the figure. So I tried to make sure that when I painted this, I painted all around the eye and the outside of it, and then when I got to the center, I lifted up right there in the center so that it would pool right there and look darker in the middle. So it looks more like eyes. So it's got eye spots on there, like real life eye spots. And then the other thing I did was I was originally going to paint the eyes with Nightmare Black, which is like a really, really dark blue. And then I realized this guy's crawling around in dark dungeons and caves in the dark. He probably doesn't have a whole lot of light down there. He does have a big thing of white hair sticking off of him, though. Get rid of that. So I based his eyes in white instead, and then painted them with Tesseract Glow to kind of give him this sort of night vision look to his eyes. So this is how he navigates around the dark dungeons. You can see in the dark. His eyes kind of glow. And I think it looks really fantastic. I really like how that came out on this guy. And the little palps and everything, antenna dried darker than I thought they would. It's still a little glossy, but it'll look dark. It'll look better when I get it matte sealed. So for this guy, when I get him done, I'm not only going to paint the Nurgle's Rot on the back end of his base here, where he's leaving a slime trail. He's got little, what look like vents on the inside here to look like where that's coming from. So I'm going to paint it around there. I'm also going to paint the eye spots and his actual eyes with gloss varnish to give him kind of a wet look and make him look more like real eyes. But yeah, he's coming along pretty nicely. So next up is the Basilicanum Gray for his base. And then I'm probably going to paint that Basilicanum Gray, and then maybe, depending on how it looks, I might give it a dry brush of Dawnstone, but usually Basilicanum Gray highlights itself pretty nicely. So we'll see how that looks. I'll paint on the Basilicanum Gray, and then I'll see how it looks, and then we'll go from there. Right? So, see you soon. Bye. And there's our finished Corrosion Creeper. Ladies and gentlemen. Looks pretty good. I like the fake eye spots. I like the little purple tips. The Nurgle's Rot came out looking really gross. There's a slight snail trail behind him. And it's kind of hard to see, but all the little vents that he had on his underside there, I went ahead and painted the Nurgle's Rot around those like it's coming out of there. And of course I gloss coated the eye spots and his little night vision eyes. And he looks pretty good, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one done. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. Hey Brush Monkeys, Tom from Flying Monkey Studios here. If you like what you see, click like down below. If you want to be notified when new videos come out, click subscribe. And in the meantime, if you want to see how to add one of the miniatures that we've painted on this channel to your own collection, check out our Instagram, Tumblr, and Patreon sites. If you want to support us in doing what we do, check out my Patreon site, check out my merch store at storefrontier.com/FlyMonkeyStudios. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, long sleeve shirts, hoodies, all kinds of stuff there. Go check that out. And in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.